3 tiny habits that rewire your brain. Backed by neuroscience. Most people think self-improvement has to be complicated, full of strict routines, huge commitments, and endless motivation. But what if real change comes from something much simpler? Science tells us that tiny, consistent habits can rewire your brain faster and more easily than massive overhauls. Today, I'll share 3 easy habits anyone can start right now. They're simple, backed by research, and powerful enough to transform how you think and feel. The first is the 5-minute rule. You know that feeling when you want to start something but just can't? The hardest part is often simply beginning. Neuroscience shows that our brain releases dopamine, the chemical linked to motivation and reward. The moment we start a task, not when we finish it. So when you're stuck, tell yourself, I'll just do this for 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes is short enough to feel doable and long enough to get moving. Psychologists use this technique in therapy to help people overcome procrastination and even depression. It works because once you start, momentum kicks in naturally. Your brain loves progress, no matter how small, and often those 5 minutes turn into much more without you even noticing. Next is the 1-page rule. Reading just 1 page of a good book every day might sound too easy, but it's a perfect example of how small habits build big changes. Neuroscientists call this a gateway behavior, a simple action that leads naturally to more. Over time, those pages become chapters, then full books, then new ways of thinking. This daily dose of learning literally rewires your brain's networks, improving memory and understanding. Studies show that people who read regularly, even in small amounts, experience better brain function and slower cognitive decline as they age. Plus, reading daily helps shape your identity. You start to see yourself as someone who learns and grows. The third habit is the reflection rule. A quick moment before bed to ask yourself 2 questions. What's one thing I did well today? And what's one thing I can improve? This simple practice isn't just about journaling. It taps into how your brain builds self-awareness. By reflecting, you activate your prefrontal cortex, the brain's control center for decision-making, planning, and emotional regulation. Research shows that people who regularly practice gratitude and reflection report better moods, less stress, and stronger focus. And the key is balance. Celebrating wins without harsh self-criticism helps you keep growing with a positive mindset. Why do these tiny habits work so well? It comes down to something called cognitive ease. Our brains prefer simple, consistent routines because they don't waste energy resisting change. When habits are complicated or overwhelming, motivation drops and we give up. Psychologist B.J. Fogg explains that behavior happens when motivation, ability, and prompt align. These 3 habits fit that model perfectly. They're easy to do, come with a natural prompt, and reward your brain with small wins that keep you motivated. If you stick with this for 30 days, your brain changes physically. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, strengthens the pathways related to these new habits while trimming away unused ones. This rewiring improves focus, emotional balance, and even sleep. People who've adopted this simple routine report feeling more confident, less anxious, and sharper mentally. It's not a quick fix, but it's lasting change that feels natural and sustainable. Here's the challenge. Start with 5 minutes of action today on something you've been avoiding. Then read 1 page of a book or article that sparks your curiosity. Finally, before bed, take a moment to reflect on 1 win in 1 area for growth. Try this for 30 days and watch how your mind quietly transforms. Remember, real change doesn't have to be painful or complicated. Sometimes the smallest steps are the most powerful. Let's grow smarter and stronger, 1 tiny habit at a time.